There's no shortage of different cultures and ideas out in the world today. And while we are the Am HaNivchar, the chosen nation, Hashem's children, nevertheless, Chazal tell us it's a magician Eicha, that Chachma Bagoyim Taimin. If someone tells you that there's wisdom among the nation, go pursue it and believe it. Marcus Aurelius ruled from 161 to 180 CE and was known as the philosopher king. He grew up in a wealthy and important family and studied with some of the smartest teachers of his time. And even when he became emperor, facing wars, plagues, and the endless needs of his people, of his community, which could have been exhausting and tempting to go escape into indulgences, drinking, or other distractions, he was able to stay focused and disciplined and try to do what was right. Later in life, Marcus wanted to share the lessons he had learned on his journey that kept him strong. He wrote down his thoughts in a book called Meditations, and in it he reflected on his younger years, describing what had helped him resist the lowly behavior and stay focused on honor, discipline, and responsibility. Before he became emperor, Marcus was a young nobleman in the harsh Roman army camps, and he was surrounded by lowly soldiers who drank too much. They were drunkards and were cruel and did many bad things. They mocked him and tried to pull him into their lifestyle, but Marcus had been raised for royalty. He was raised to be too good, too disciplined, and ethical for these low lives. And his teachers constantly reminded him to act like someone great and responsible. Even as a teenager, he refused to join in the wrongdoings around him of his peers. And he stayed strong and held himself to a higher standard. And later, in his book Meditations, he wrote the following life-changing Yesod for all of us. And he wrote there, a person should never stain the divine spark inside. Even if the whole world is trying to pull him down, from his earliest years, Marcus remembered and realized who he was and who he could become, and the great responsibility he would one day carry as a leader. We are all leaders. We're the leaders of our destiny, leaders of our fate, leaders of our families, and leaders ultimately of ourselves. We have to live with this truth that Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations. A person should never stain the divine spark inside. And especially as we go into Hanukkah, when we want to live uplifted, ignited with the inner fire, this lesson has never been more relevant. Because in a world that literally is upside down, it's olam hafach, it's chaotic, it's filled with tests and temptations, we need to remind ourselves constantly, never stain the divine spark inside. Because each and every one of us carries a piece of Hashem, an image of God within each and every one of us, and we must remember who we are, where we come from, where we're going, and what ultimately and truly matters in life. Never forget, never stain the divine spark inside.